Good morning, students. From today's lecture, we have to see chapter number 7, that is the energy flow in an ecosystem. Okay, so up to the last lecture, we are studied about the classification of plant. Okay, now here from today, we have to start the new chapter, that is the energy flow in an ecosystem. Okay, so we know in the 8th standard, okay, we are studied about the classification of living living organisms. Okay, so in that we studied the characteristics of classification, okay, on which basis all living organisms are classified. Okay, there are, we see, complexity of cell structure, then complexity of living organism, okay, then mode of nutrition, then lifestyle and phylogenetic relationship. That five characteristics, on that basis all living organisms are divided into the 5 kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Okay, so that are 5. On the basis of that characteristics, all living organisms are divided into the 5 different kingdoms. Okay, now here there are one characteristic is used, that is the mode of nutrition. Okay, mode of nutrition means what? Simply in that characteristic they studied how all the living organisms are get their energy from surrounding environment. Okay, we know living organism means what? Simply we can characterize any living organism simply by on which basis we know all living organisms have need energy. Okay, then what happen? Due to use of that energy, growth in that living organism is takes place. Okay, so how that energy living organisms get, okay, that studied. Okay, and on that basis we can divide living organisms into the 3 different groups. Okay, first of all, producers, consumers and decomposers. Okay, so whatever the plants, okay, we see in our surrounding environment, we know in the cell of a plant structure, what happen? There are chlorophylls are present in their cell. Okay, and with the help of the chlorophyll, what happen? They produce their energy. Okay, so plants are produce their energy by themselves. Okay, so that are the not depend on any other living organism to get their energy. So that are the autotrophs. That all plants are the autotrophs in nature, or they are also called producers of energy. Okay, then second, composers. Okay, all the animals, okay, that are depend totally on this plant to get their energy directly or indirectly. Okay, we see some animals like tiger, okay, lion, they are not eat actually plants, but they eat some animals, and that animals depend on plant to get their energy. Okay, so such animals indirectly depend, or such some animals like human being, okay, we are eat vegetables, fruits. Okay, so we are directly depend on plants. Okay, so all the animals, okay, look at animals. Okay, they do not produce their energy themselves. Okay, so they depend on plants to get their energy. Okay, so they are called consumers, or they are heterotrophs. They are heterotrophs. Okay, so all consumers, as like animals, they did not produce their energy by themselves. Okay, so they are heterotrophs in nature. Now decomposers, okay, like some fungi. Okay, so these categories of living organism, okay, they also need energy to survive. Okay, but how they get their energy? Okay, simply they get their energy from the decomposing bodies of animal and plant. Okay, suppose we see some vegetable remnants, okay, which produce in our homes, that we throw outside, but in after some days that are automatically get vanished. So what happened there? These fungi decompose that material and they get their energy. Okay, so these fungi are the decomposers. Okay, so that are also called saprophytes in nature. Saprophytes in nature. Okay, so such a way that if you see which one characteristic are used for the classification of all living organism, that is the mode of nutrition. Okay, so among the mode of nutrition, all living organisms are divided into the three different categories. Okay, producers, consumers and decomposers. Okay, so now here, but if we clearly understood this picture, then we can easily understood that all the living organisms are heterotrophs, saprophytes, are directly or indirectly depend on the plants to get their energy. So plants are the main producer of energy in the world, because we know every living organism needs energy. It is a very basic thing. Okay, and all plants are main producers of energy. Okay, that thing here we have to remember, which that part we are already studied in 8th standard. Okay, now here next topic we have to see, that is the biotic and abiotic things. Biotic. Okay, what is the biotic and abiotic things? Okay, look at biotic means what simply, bio means what simply, you have to remember living things, and abiotic means what simply, non-living things. Okay, biotic means living and abiotic means non-living thing. Okay, if we observe our surrounding environment, okay, so there are, we see our surrounding environment is nothing but the combination of biotic and abiotic factors. Okay, biotic and abiotic factors. Okay, look at, if we simply observe our surrounding, then what actually we are observe? So some plants are there, some animals are there, some microorganisms are there. Okay, then some stones are there, soil is there, air is there. Okay, so in that we see in our surrounding what? Animals, plants. Okay, these are the living things, and here we see soil, stones, air. These are the non-living thing. Okay, but look at how important that non-living thing for us. Okay, look at, suppose first soil. Okay, we know, we are already studied, plant are the main producer and animals are directly or indirectly depend on the plants to get their energy. Okay, so now here look at, animal is a living thing, but now we know all plants are grow in soil. Okay, so look at, to get energy for this animal we need soil, that is the abiotic factor. Okay, so this abiotic factor directly help us. Now look at second, air. We know we can't live without oxygen up to further after some few minutes. Okay, so we get oxygen from this air, and without that air, nitrogen, okay, oxygen. So these are the some important gases for the growth of living organism and plants. Okay, so we get all that factors from this air, and air is what? abiotic factor. Okay, so if we study our surrounding ecosystem, okay, then we will see that there is coexistence of biotic and abiotic factor. Okay, and both are dependent. Okay, both are actually very important for each other. Okay, if we study case of living factors, that is the biotic factors, then we understood that all that living non-living factors, okay, like a stone, air, soil, are very important for these living things. Okay, so here in our surrounding ecosystem, one thing we clearly understood that what that our surrounding ecosystem, that is the coexistence of biotic and abiotic factor, and both are important for each other. Okay, so that thing also we have to remember, what is biotic and what is abiotic things. Okay, biotic means living things and abiotic means non-living things which are present in our surrounding ecosystem. Okay, now we have to see, that is the energy flow in an ecosystem. How the energy flow in an ecosystem, that we have to see. Okay, so first of all we studied about the plants. Okay, we know plants are what? All plants are producers. They produce their energy themselves. Okay, so they produce their energy, or we can say that plants are the main source of energy. Okay, then now we have to see some animals, okay, that directly depend on this plant to get their energy. Okay, now human being also depend on the plant to get their energy. Okay, so now first of all look at primary consumers. Okay, primary consumers means very basic first consumers, we can say that. Okay, we know all plants are the producers, then that energy from plants get towards the animals. Okay, how that energy gets, that we have to see. Now look at first is primary consumer. Example is grass hoppers. Grasshopper is the example of primary consumer. Okay, so again what? Squirrel, then elephant. Okay, what happened? We know plants are the producer, then this animal directly eat that plants, okay, and get energy from that plant. Okay, so that is why they are called what? Primary consumers of energy. Whatever the energy given by plant, these are the primary consumers. Okay, we know consumers, all animals are actually consumer, so these consumers are divided into different groups according to how they get their energy. Okay, look at, we know plants are the producer, then the energy from plant first get by this primary consumer. Example are grasshopper, squirrel, elephant. Okay, then second is secondary consumers. Okay, then next example is secondary consumers. Okay, and their example is frog, owl, fox. Frog, owl, fox are the examples of these secondary consumers. Okay, now what happened? If you observe all these three, then do what? They eat these animals. Okay, means they use or eat, we can say that they eat all the herbivores for energy. They eat all the herbivores for energy. Now look at, all primary consumers are depend on plants, okay? Then all secondary consumers are depend on these herbivores, okay? We know frog will eat these grasshoppers, okay? So such a way that what happen here, first of all these primary consumer eat plants, then this secondary consumer eat these primary consumers, okay? So these secondary consumers are depend on primary consumer. Then apex or top consumers, apex or top consumers, okay? Look at, their example is tiger, lion, etc. Okay, so these are the animals, okay? We know these are the wild animals all, okay? So these wild animal eat now these animals, okay? Look at these primary consumers are depend on plant, these secondary consumers depend on these primary consumers. Now this apex or top consumers, this depend on this animal now, okay? So if we look at in book, then these consumers use herbivores and carnivores as their food. No other animals feed on top consumers, okay? Look at, these are the topmost level of energy transformation. Look at, energy transformation takes place from these plants towards primary consumers, then secondary consumers, then towards these what, apex consumers, okay? So continuously transformation of energy takes place from plant towards the apex consumer, okay? So these are the carnivores, okay? These are the carnivores. So look at here, these are the herbivores, okay? Okay, herbivores, okay? So these are the herbivores that are the primary consumers. Then these animals eat these animals, okay? So simply these are the carnivores, and animal present here, they are eat by these animals, okay? So again they are the carnivores, okay? So here at the top consumers, okay? What happen here, some animals are herbivores and some are carnivores, okay? So here some are herbivores and some are carnivores, okay? Herbivores and carnivores both are used by this animal to get their energy. What, herbivore and carnivore both used to get their energy. So look at here, what, first of all plants are producer, then energy transfer toward the primary consumers, that is the grasshopper, squirrel, elephant, then from that towards secondary consumers, then from this top or apex consumer, okay? So such a way that the animals which are present at a top consumer level, they eat both herbivores and carnivores. They get their energy from animals present on both this group, okay? Now last is omnivores, okay? Last is omnivores that we have to see, okay? Omnivores means what, simply mix consumers, mixed consumers. The animal they are use these carnivores and herbivores both to get their energy are called omnivores or mixed consumers. What? Mixed consumers. Look at human, bear, okay, are the examples of omnivores. Okay, so look at they use these herbivores as well as carnivores, okay, to get their energy. Okay, so such a way that we have to remember energy transformation takes place from one trophic level to another trophic level. Plants are the main producer. From plants energy goes toward the primary consumers, then that energy transferred toward the secondary consumer, secondary from apex or top consumers. Okay, so such a way that continuously transformation of energy takes place from one trophic level to another trophic level. Okay, so this is the okay about today's lecture. Remaining part, that is the food chain, that part we have to see in tomorrow's lecture. Thank you.